October of 2001. October 23rd. Now you understand how things have happened to me in October? October 23rd, when Prime Minister Owen Arthur launched his attack on me in the House of Assembly. I was not a politician. I was a private citizen. Yet he took my business, my personal business, and carried it to the floor of the House of Assembly. Now for those who did not know, I was ill. And I received, along with 5 other members, a donation to offset my medical expenses because I had traveled for treatment. It came from a program called Social Outreach. I don't know how many of you in this audience know about the Social Outreach program of the credit union. It is ironic that I am the person, or I was the person in the credit union who used to be responsible for writing the board of directors, petitioning them to help other people. When social outreach letters came in the credit union, they would give them to me to review, and I would send recommendations, sometimes 2 and 3 times, to help people I felt were in need, and I knew were in need, medically or sometimes through no fault of theirs, financially. But when it came my turn, my business reached the floor of the House. To this day, we do not know who was responsible for giving him the information. And if any of you out there know who he is or she, let me know after the meeting. That night, the Prime Minister attempted to give the public the impression that Clyde Maskell, at the time a member of my board, was instrumental in giving away credit union money. Actually, this is what he said. Look, who got some? Irene Sandiford-Garner. And you must remember also that Stephen Lashley, my political colleague today or tonight, was the chairman of the board of directors of the credit union. So you can see his agenda. Now that vicious attack reverberated throughout Barbados. I was a freelance writer, a credit union employee. I had never spoken on a political platform in my life, nothing at all. But that is what that man did to me. And I have lived to see Clyde Maskell sit down and eat and drink with that man. But when I will tell you this now, Owen Seymour Arthur had it in for me before that. Twice he asked me to join the Barbados Labour Party. He realized he couldn't shut me up and he tried to buy me. And twice, in front of witnesses, I told him it is the wrong party. The first time, and Comrade Bobby knows about this, it was at the count at the St. Thomas by-election at Holy Innocent School. He came outside, engaged in chat, and then hit me with, so we would think about coming over. You don't think you would come over to my party? You don't think, you know, that things would be a lot easier, you know. He said, come over where? You are in the wrong party. And then the second time was at the Party Monarch Finals. In front, witnesses again. Probably the drinks were flowing too. And he asked me again, and I said, you don't understand English, you are in the wrong party, Owen. Do not confuse me. But you must understand this was in an environment where he was shopping around for licorice people and getting through. But I am not licorice. And my grandfather would say he was going to be a real Billy, a goat. Because you got to look at me and see how I act and see how I write and know I am a true blue dem. Although I will share this one with you, I voted NDP when my cousin Carolyn Ossie Hunt ran for the NDP. Forgive me, but he's my family and blood is thicker than water, and that is how we move. But as you know, if the BLP cannot get at you one way, they will get at you another. So he tried Parliament. He hid behind parliamentary privilege to launch the nasty attack. but I did not bow. He spent Thursday, and by Sunday was in the Sunday to fix him. I had my say, and I explained how the credit union movement worked, and I also showed Barbados that he had an agenda. But let me tell you about the type of prime minister you have. 2 months after he tried to embarrass me and failed, in January to be exact, I was in Supercenter Warrens. And I saw him, and I walked with my head straight. And he said, Sandy, man, you're going to pass me so, you're going to pass me so, shut my ear, shut my... I turned and asked him for what? What do you expect? And I kept walking. He came and he followed me. He said, man, you ain't get an apology from me? You ain't get a message from me? I said, a message from you from who? He said to me that he left a message with me with Harold Hoyt. He said he had sent to say that he regretted what he did. So I said, but as a man, you're a man, supposed to be a man. You can pick up the phone and call me yourself and give me the apology you have for me. Man, I didn't know it for you, man. I didn't know it for you. I didn't know it for you. I didn't know it for you, man. I didn't know it for you. I said, oh, and after you told you all about it, that's the way it work. And you ain't know where to find me? I'm not doing my shopping. When I go home, I called Harold Hoyt and I asked Mr. Hoyt, did you get a message from Owen Arthur for me? He said yes, but he was scared to tell me because he knows how acid my pen could be and he felt I would write about it. But he said to me that Owen Arthur told him that it was one of the few things that he has done that he has regretted. To this day, the man who would wish me to call him my leader has never proffered me a public apology, and I won't get it. I know I won't get it. But that is why you will always hear me call him your prime minister, because he ain't mine. And all of this time I chose to evade elective politics. I pursued further education, kept working with the party in the background until September 2006 when Danny Jordan called me. What is ironic is that just 2 weeks before I had told Barbados I was not interested in elective politics. I was responding to a comment made by the BLP man from the Consumer Research Organization who was sulking because I had told Barbados that he should never be head of such an organization. That what he needs to do is do like Ralph Nader and form his own party. But he cannot represent consumers fairly if he has a party bias. It can't happen. When the time comes to stand up to certain people, it will not happen. And he was not pleased with that. However, I then ended up by saying in a subsequent column, never say never, because you do not know what life has in store for you. So I decided to make the plunge. But before I gave the Democratic Labour Party my final word, I had to consult with my family, because as much woman and as much mouth that I have, I still ask permission for certain things. They are the ones who had to give me permission, everyone. And today I have to say publicly that I have received every level of support imaginable from my family, from my close friends, but most especially from my husband of 20 years. The last person I saw would give me 101% because of the implications of what we were doing. He said, woman, you gone 80% already, next 20 don't mean much. Go ahead. And I would wish to thank them for it. I thank you all for it. Especially, as I said, my husband who actually celebrates his birthday tonight.